What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Shining Fireheart, and today we have another starter deck with the coming up of the next series, Asia Red Islands. I am hoping to just get some decks built and ready and possibly upgrade for the future. This is just one of the decks that I've probably already bought and I'm going to just use some of the cards for it, but it's still good for synergy and everything else. And honestly, it has some of my signature favorites, Amethyst and Ruby. It's a starter deck with Wreck-It Ralph and Elsa, both good for synergy of aggro and control. And so let's get down into opening it and swipe. And we're back. Here we got the deck. I love this instead of the foil paper wrap. Got a special 12 card additional extra pack. Got the playmat here. Section of starter rules. Still the flimsy coin, but it's in counter and damage counters, but it's useful for if you're just starting out. Speaking of, let's open up the starter deck and find out what cards are going to be useful, what cards to add to another deck or place into a deck, as well as what cards we can definitely hopefully use for synergy for other decks in the future or build off from the same starter deck. Of course, we get our super rare Elsa. Keep note that all these cards are from the set itself. So we got the super rare and rare Wreck-It Ralph in that. Of course, we're starting off with Anna. Good to synergize with Elsa, one of the cards at him. We got Olaf coming in. 9-drop uninkable. So, not very good. Taffeta, or not Taffeta, Vanellope von Schweetz. Sorry. Good for luring and evasion gaining. Another non-drop. Oof. Sorry, guys. But it's very good for Sword in the Stone to be here. A little bit of the Black Cauldron. Or no, not Black Cauldron. That is the actual Disney movie Sword in the Stone. Art, love it. And basically giving your strength to help gain lore, and for you to gain lore and for your opponent to lose lore. Got some Brunies. It's a good evasive powerhouse. And then we have Archimedes, 2 of them. Got some electrifying power. For Shifter, we got King of Hearts. Good for synergizing with our little Alice in Wonderland characters for building that. Finders Keepers, a little bit of Viago's little stealing the lamp. This, however, the library is what we're looking at right now. It's a good card for aggro decks when a character is banished. While here, you may draw a card that's good for drawing, as well as getting the aggro of the extra lore per turn. 1-drop synergies for basically putting ourselves up where we need to be and keeping our opponents in our dust. Taffeta Munfudge. Nothing really special about her except she's a quester for 2 with 2/2, and she is a 2. Now, Turbo Rush ability, non-inkable. Not exactly good, but it's good for shifting into a stronger King Candy if you have one. Another Taffeta Munfudge, a shifter, inkable. Basically, the Taffeta before is basically your way to go into here, paying in to shift, gaining 2 more when it moves to the library or to other locations. That's actually pretty good. Minnie can be very good synergizing with Mickey in this deck. Not to mention, it can be good for other decks where you want to build a mini Mickey deck. Glimmer versus Glimmer. Basically, you sacrifice a lower level Glimmer to sacrifice and get rid of annoyance like a character with evasion or ward. By other means, the knock is basically your ramp up for adding damage, as well as basically putting your opponent where they need to be. Another Archimedes for your shift with evasion, another good, a 3, 2/2, questing for 2. The Earth Giants, 2 of them. Good for gaining yourself some card draw is basically all I can get you. Questing for 2 is just the added bonus. Gale, the Wind Spirit, honestly, good for basically adding a banished card to your hand. Not much else except for the questing. It's a good way to get a 3-drop. Now, on a Growing Powers, that's one of the ones that I look at for basically making a character get too exerted so Elsa can come in and bomb with Wreck-It Ralph. He uprights, gets himself some more lore for each damage counter for when he readies. And then we got Maleficent, basically 2/2 drop. Retrosphere, basically your little sphere for hunting, for costing locations or items by banishing them from your opponent's field. Hypnotic Strength, giving a challenger +2. And you get to draw a card. Jafar has many plans for our future with the reign of Jafar right up ahead. Rancid Fluffer Butter, Fludger Butter, or whatever heck, how do you say his name? 4/4 questing for 1, not exactly a good, but a good for inking. Snowano Rainbow, just a rush blasting character that honestly you could use for just rushing your characters into battle quickly. Daisy Duck, another evasion character. Evasions are good at the point in time because your opponent can't deal with them. They're pushed to the limits. Mickey Mouse, this is the one I was talking that is synergy with Minnie. These 2 on the board are basically your bread and butter for the deck. Not to mention, it is great for adding a +2 to your strength for Minnie. Well, no, it's the Minnie gives you more lore, Mickey gives you more strength. Essentially, you got yourself a dynamic duo pairing for questing. And it's basically a bodyguard protecting its lovable wife and everything, only without the bodyguard skill. Another Taffeta Mutton Fudge. Basically, if you have a location in play, your opponent can lose a lore. That is good synergy. Donald Duck, another good synergy for backing your opponent down with lore. And of course, you have Simba, a 1/2/1 questing for 1 with the active ability to make your opponent have less strength, so you could just batter down the hatches and bop him in for some damage if you need to. But like I said, the cards I really look at are the evasive cards in this deck, because evasive has very little any control to your opponent's aggregation to placing these 2 under perspective, especially since rush and evasive pretty much gives you yourself everything you need, with gaining lore for each damage on it when Ralph readies. It's just a grand synergy of how you play the deck, how you want to control and aggro your opponent to trying to catch up. Now, as for the pack, still have yet to pull an Enchanted. Maybe that'll change when I pre-order. But let's get the gateway out of the way. And, oh, there's another Daisy we could add to the deck. Flora. Archimedes, same one could add to the deck. Rut. Not a bad card. Prince John. Rudy. Groove Disruptor. Talk about having your groove disrupted. Ah, Merlin's Cottage. Not too bad of a card, not too great of a card. Another King of Hearts. Ah, Ruby Chromacon. Talk about a quick drop. Half Hexwell Crown. Not too shabby. Oh, we did get a legendary. Oh, wow. Jafar, Tyrannical Hypnotist. And, I thought we could pull a double legendary foil, but no, it's just a common Sven. Not too bad. But this definitely is worth it. With a Challenger +7. Not a shabby card. So, yeah, I'd say we hit ourselves a hell of a hit. Didn't get what we wanted. The half Hexwell Crown was our rare. Jafar was the legendary, so I'm happy to take it. But I was hoping for another surprised Enchanted. But I was surprised to get a legendary pull. That is fantastic. That is definitely going into the book of trades. I'm happy about it. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. And let me know down in the comments. What do you think of the poll? What did you think? How does it compare to some of the more dramatic and intentional stuff that Ramsburger's given us? And what do you think the new set's going to be placed into? Because there are so many categorized systems for this. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can build off of, what we can make. I'm hopefully want to go on and build a bolt deck for bodyguards with an amber steel type synergy. And so, yeah, there's still a lot to it, but I also want to see what the lore cards are like and what the basically the little puzzle pieces that you're gonna get are gonna be like. So we'll find out. Thank you guys so much, and as always, I want to say, if you're questing, better hunt for that lore. All right, bye.